do have it back again. How close were you to that black car that was just doing donuts before it sped off?
I didn't get too close to that intersection, but before they got there, probably just minutes before we went on the air, just a couple of minutes, they were standing a little bit closer to where our camera is. And I would say at one point it looked like it was coming right for the sidewalk, but then it did turn. So I would say it was probably, 10 feet away at one point, which, as you saw, some people were that close to it in the middle of the intersection. And there are some people that were part of the candlelight vigil that are standing here with signs and, again, just wanting to say that he was innocent and that, he was a good kid, and they're expressing those perspectives quietly and peacefully. Other people are, a little bit more angry, I think, and doing things. They're now spray painting, it appears, in the street and running around. But again, I haven't seen anyone necessarily hurt.
It's interesting
now spray painting on the buildings
they're starting to vandalize businesses, it seems. It's interesting that the police are right there and they're just standing by.
Yeah, I did notice that. Like, they've been doing that all night, even before the candlelight vigil started. They knew it was happening, and they've just been keeping an eye on things. And I think they're just trying to keep people safe without having any more confrontations, which a confrontation is what this is about in the first place. But, I know they're keeping a very close eye on things as they had a big response right away.
Well, it looked like, once again, there is another car doing donuts or speeding around in circles in that intersection there. And what we just witnessed, too, Erica, on the ground shot were those kids, the group of people who were all together spray painting and vandalizing buildings in their own neighborhood. We're starting to get a different mentality of the people out here tonight. We could definitely see, there goes a car right past our camera there, that the mood is starting to change from what you witnessed early on when you got out there, which was peace, to now people taking this to a whole different level. Again, if anyone's trying to get through this area with this type of driving in that area, it's best to just stay away from this area right now.
And I can hear here on the ground wheels squealing. One of the cars looked like it was about to lose control before it gained control again. And the security we're with just asked us to move behind a tree in case they do lose control, because they are passing us right now. So I think it feels a little tense for people around, but there's some family and friends and just community members who feel angry and upset and are trying to show their anger in this way. But it changed in a minute. I mean, earlier it was very calm. We were talking with people about what they want people to know about the man who died, and now things have gotten a little more intense.
Are there any patrol cars? It looks as though this is the case, but are patrol cars actively blocking sections of that intersection there?
There is yellow tape up, and then we have patrol cars on Western, with their lights on. You can see now the car is putting smoke into people's faces as they're standing around. So that means they're going as fast enough to create this smoke in the air with their wheels and brakes.
And again, Erica, just to clarify, what is the specific intersection here in South LA?
This is Western Avenue and 108th Street. That is 1 block away from where the 18-year-old man was shot and killed by police yesterday, and he actually lives 2 houses down from where that took place as well.
For months, workers at this steel mill in a dirt-poor Pakistani village taunted Mubin Raju about his sister Taslim. They said she defied Islam, dating a man who had converted from Christianity.
ਲੋਕੀ ਮਜ਼ਾਕ ਕਰਦੇ ਸੀ ਉਹਨੂੰ ਕਿ ਯਾਰ ਚਲੋ ਕਿਸੇ ਨਾਲ ਕਰਨੀ ਸੀ ਤੇ ਕਿਸੇ ਮੁਸਲਮਾਨ ਨਾਲ ਕਰਦੇ ਤੇ ਉਹ ਮੁੰਡਾ ਵੀ ਜਿਹੜਾ ਨਾ ਵੇਖਣ ਤੇ ਦਿਲ ਨਹੀਂ ਕਰਦਾ ਉਹਨੂੰ ਨਸ਼ੇ ਕਰਦਾ ਹੈ ਸ਼ਰਾਬਾਂ ਪੀਂਦਾ ਹੈ.
As the taunts continued, Raju tried to reason with his sister.
ਮੈਂ ਉਹਨੂੰ ਕਿਹਾ ਸੀ ਕਿ ਭੈਣ ਮੇਰੀ ਹੈ ਇੱਜ਼ਤ ਨਾਲ ਦੀ ਕੋਈ ਚੀਜ਼ ਨਹੀਂ ਹੈਗੀ ਠੀਕ ਹੈ ਤੇ ਅੱਛਾ ਨਹੀਂ ਲੱਗਦਾ ਮੈਂ ਮਿਲ ਤੇ ਮਜ਼ਦੂਰੀ ਕਰਦਾ ਤੇ ਮਾਂ ਪਿਓ ਨੂੰ ਵੀ ਲੋਕੀ ਲਾਣਾ ਤੋਏ ਪਾਏਗਾ ਤੇ ਮੈਨੂੰ ਵੀ ਪਾਏਗਾ ਕੀ ਫਾਇਦਾ.
His co-workers said Raju considered killing himself. But when Taslim married the Christian, Raju put the family's honor above the life of his sister. He killed her with a bullet to the head as she sat with her mother inside their home. Raju now faces life in prison, yet any hints of remorse are brief.
मेरा दिल तो नहीं सी करदा मैं छोटी जी अपनी भैन को खुद पालिया लेकिन मजबूर हो गया सी दिल दिमाग काम नहीं सी कर रहा कि मैं की करा हुण काम ही कोई उन्हें एहो जिहा कर दित्ता सी.
As modernity pushes against tradition, Pakistan has seen an increase in the number of women and girls killed in the name of honor. Last year, 1,184 people died, yet only 88 of them were men. In 2013, less than 900 people were killed. Many in the neighborhood are supportive of Raju.
इस मुंडे ने बेहतर कीता बहुत इन्हें बेहतर कीता और बहुत अच्छा कीता इस्लाम दे बारे और हर तरह दे बारे उस मुंडे ने अच्छा कीता क्यों कि साडे लागे चागे वाले नु जिੱਥੋਂ ਤੱਕ ਕੋਈ ਆਵਾਜ਼ ਜਾਏਗੀ ਇਹਦੀ.
Raju's father filed a complaint with police, but in Pakistan, parents often do so to lay the legal groundwork so they can forgive the killer, a legal loophole that activists are fighting.
There is no honor in killing. It is simply premeditated murder and must be treated as such.
Even Pakistan's hardline Islamic Ideology Council, which is hardly known for speaking out to protect women, says the practice defies Islamic tenets. But it doesn't matter. In slums and far-off villages, people here live in a world where religion is inextricably tied to culture and tradition. Luke Sheridan, The Associated Press.
This is AP News Minute. Donald Trump's business losses in 1995 were so large that they could have allowed him to avoid paying federal income taxes for as many as 18 years, according to records obtained by the New York Times. In a story published online late Saturday, the Times said it anonymously received the first pages of Trump's state income tax filings. Jamaicans are monitoring Hurricane Matthew as it churns across the Caribbean Sea. Fishermen are grounding their boats in preparation for strong winds, and surfers on Wiki Wacky Beach are taking advantage of the waves. Witnesses say several dozen people died in a stampede during a religious celebration in a town southeast of Ethiopia's capital. People at the annual festival were crushed to death Sunday morning after police used tear gas and rubber bullets to disperse protesters chanting anti-government slogans. And the 26th edition of the Human Tower competition is set to finish on Sunday in Catalonia. The tradition dates back to the 18th century, where teams compete to build the tallest and most complicated towers of humans. Emily Roseman, Associated Press, with AP News Minute.
15-year-old Miguel Garcia Moran was supposed to be starting 10th grade. Instead, his stepfather just buried him.
What is happening here is the killing of children. I don't care what groups they belong to or what they do, but leave the children alone.
4 teenagers from suburban Brentwood High School on Long Island have been found dead since the school year started. A law enforcement official said the Salvadoran gang, MS-13, is suspected, though there have been no arrests. 15-year-old Nisa Mickens and her lifelong friend, 16-year-old Kayla Cuevas, were beaten to death around this residential cul-de-sac.
The 2 young ladies have been in the school since kindergarten, and in the district, so a lot of people were very close to them. They were active, in terms of basketball and in social activities.
The remains of the 4th student victim were found in a remote industrial area of Brentwood. The school is offering grief counseling and trying to keep what's happening on the streets out of the school.
And so we're trying to assure them that our schools are safe, that the best place for our children is in our schools, that we want to make sure the students are engaged in their regular activities.
Students feeling fear and frustration.
But when I heard this news, I was pretty devastated. So I'm like, who else is going to be next,
They've told us that when we leave the classrooms that we should go home, that we shouldn't stay on the streets.
Authorities are asking students not to wear gang-related colors like blue, the MS-13 color. Police say at least 30 people have been murdered by MS-13 gang members on Long Island since 2010. Tips are coming in, and investigators are optimistic the killers of these 4 teenagers will be arrested. Ted Shaffrey, Associated Press, Brentwood, New York.